is that button. Unload bales is that button. And unload bales here is that button. And reset is the same button. And oh, really? Okay, that all went away. So we're 71% transported for field 102. Unfortunately, that's the one we just cleared. Now I have looked at, or I have been watching YouTube videos on 2 new farm sim supporting pieces of equipment. There's the Thrustmaster farm stick, which is quite a reasonable price considering it's a lot cheaper than the Logitech side panel. Logitech bought out SideTech and improved the quality a little. But I wouldn't necessarily say that Logitech is I wouldn't say that the Logitech is a bad thing. The Thrustmaster farm stick is only $100, where the Logitech side panel is 160. There is another farm sim related wheel and stick, which, for my mind, is a little bit pricey. You're talking, I think, about $400. Thrustmaster do have a steering wheel that they kind of recommend for farm sim, but there's nothing wrong with my Logitech one, and they will all play together. So since I'm only looking for a side panel replacement, I would say that it's not really that bad of a situation. Yeah, it's not excessive amounts of money for buying new equipment. This baler doesn't have a very good pickup width, unfortunately. Now, obviously, on the corners, that can't be avoided. The baler is doing the best it can, but on the straights, we're leaving a lot of product on the ground. But as it sits, I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to see if we can... I'm not sure we've got enough room to collect all of these. Renault's about to finish though. We'll have to take him over to field 92. So I've got room for 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like I said, I really don't think I've got the space. Absolutely not. So we'll grab 4 more. And there are 2 left. Of course there are. Drive this back to the yard and we'll figure some other things to do, like probably collect money on field 102 since it's clear now. I do want to buy 102 because it's really, really convenient, and we are going to want grass. Okay, I need to do that job. This one needs to engine on, clear. Oh, okay, let's go over to this guy who's also finished. Copy. clear the temporary course, and we need to drive this one over this way. So basically able to keep the poor course play going by continuously copying from one to the next. I can see all the blue lines down there. So as soon as we get there, and yeah, like I said, we've completed 102. I've actually now, all the bales on the trailer are in enough to clear 2 of the contracts that we've already done. Unfortunately, we haven't cleared the fields, we haven't necessarily baled the fields that those contracts are in. And I know our field that the Big M is sitting in, we've already delivered the requirement for that contract too, so I just can't collect on it until the bales are rolled and removed. Or at least I don't want to, because I don't want to lose them. Not that it would be a big problem for us. Okay, let's drive you to there. Unfold. Lower the pickup, turn it on. Drive forward a little bit, and first waypoint, go. Close that down and start this up. We can now clear this course and figure out where we need to go next. I do believe, oh, actually, that's an interesting point. We should be able to drive through the gap into the field 91. That probably exits over here somewhere, and there should be an entrance into 89. That's the thought. And those bales are coming out very... no, they're not. I was going to say, those bales are coming out fairly quickly, but in actuality, it takes time to wrap them, so not a big deal. So we scooch across 91 and straight into 89 here. And we are now in the field I want. This is probably the most convenient exit of this field. So if I swing it around here like this, it should put the little blue arrow somewhere directly in front of me. No course, generate, escape, cancel. And one of the nice things about course play is you can set it up, or you can set up the parameters for a piece of equipment, and especially since this thing only does mowing. Once I've set it up once, it'll do, yeah, I'm going to do all the fields exactly the same way. So it's a 10 meter width, I've got it set to effectively 9.9. We do the headlands first, then we do the middles, and oops, a distant relative on your mother's side. Okay, the baler is 12 minutes to do, this is 11 minutes to do. I guess it's time for this again. So I'll get this delivered, we'll come back, we'll set it to reloading, and this is part of the deal that I have. Normally when I'm selling silage, there's a whole nothing going on, and so all I have to do is sell silage, and it takes minutes to fill this truck, and then I have to drive down the road and drive back again and rinse and repeat 50 times, which is a royal pain in the butt. So if I've got other things I can do while this is loading, I can take a little trip down to the sell point and back. And I did pick this farmyard specifically because of its proximity to the BGA and the two hay sell points. I don't think the BGA takes hay. But since we were starting out predominantly with a mowing setup, it just made sense to be close by for, actually, I'll take these to the store too. So once I've taken these bales, I've grabbed the bales off 103 and parked this somewhere down the lane facing the field that we're currently baling. There's only 2 bales left. Yes, indeed. Yeah, in Railroader, I'm usually setting the AI to couple up. Basic and long runs, I'll set a fusee and let it go. Normally, especially since now I've got all of the lines open from Silver to Alaka and Nantahala. And so I'm running something like 8 locomotives on the line. And all things considered, that takes a lot of management, so I don't have the time to micromanage everything. Okay. Contract on field 102 is complete. 38,000. So that's all of our contract deliveries done. All we have to do is mow the fields and collect them. I think I'm running the last train down to Nantahala to unlock the big grade up to Anderson, I think it is. And I'm also... I just unlocked Alaka. I sort of mixed the Alaka junction unlock with the Fontana Bridge, which opened up to Nantahala. I need another locomotive. I need another big locomotive just to haul all of the freight down to Whittier from Silver. I haven't taken any contracts at Silver because I need a shunting loco there. I need a shunting loco at Alaka, which will probably double up. Oops. Actually, I want to go this way with this one. As a shunting loco for the Robinson coal mine. Because that's a going concern. I haven't failed on any freight contracts yet. My freight contracts have remained at 100%. Passengers is a problem because if you unlock a new stretch of track with passenger stations on it, you better be certain that you have the time in the day to get the passenger train down to those new unlocked stations. Because otherwise you will lose passenger efficiency. As an example, I unlocked Nantahala at about 10 o'clock at night and my passenger train was at Silver. No way I can reach, even on a 1-to-1 time, get down to Nantahala in 2 hours. and so next morning I'm passenger efficiency 87%. So, I do wish that wasn't necessarily a thing, but yeah, you will get penalised for non-passenger delivery if you manage to unlock stuff. So one thing I have learnt is you really need to make sure that you get your milestone deliveries done early enough in the day that they complete at a reasonable time in the afternoon. Yeah, I've got an Atlantic. I tried the 060 switcher on the logs, and to be fair, it's got tiny wheels, and so it does have a fairly good water and coal carrying capacity, but you have to fill it up way too frequently. Instead, what I'm doing, I'm still got the original. Oh, did I? Yes, I did. I've still got the original Mogul. I sold the 10-wheeler. So I've got the Mogul running logs from Connolly to Whittier Sawmill. That's not too bad of a deal. And I bought the big Mogul, which I use for, Whittier, Ela and Bryson deliveries. I've got a dedicated switcher at Bryson that does all of the early morning collections and deliveries, which keeps Bryson ticking over. That's the little 060 switcher. The 060 switcher is brilliant for Bryson because you can do the coal and lumber delivery with the 060 switcher and not have to mess around with the turntable getting that lined up for where you're at. Of course you're waiting for me to move a bale. And then I've got the medium-sized consolidation that's running the huge freight from Silver down to Whittier, Bryson and Alaka Junction. Okay, what else do I need to do here? That's who I was looking for. We need to get this refilled again. But it's a fun game, and I'm treating it as it's a lot of a logic puzzle. Trying to be efficient with your switches, or not necessarily your switches, the locomotive that is carrying out the deliveries. So you've got all of the cars in the right sequence. I can, with the heavy freight coming up from Silver, I can pull into the Bryson yard, and it's not the Bryson yard, the Whittier yard, and all of the Whittier stuff is on back. So all I have to do is pull into the yard, pull right up to the front of it with the Whittier portion of the train, drop it off, and let it go again. So the stop is literally, you come to a stop, you pull the brake pipes, you pull the coupling, and you reset the AI to take it out of there. And then you bring the local switcher over to deal with all of the stuff. With Whittier, I do the Stenzel drop first and the Whittier house drop first, but I'll take anything to the heating oil place down to Ela if I'm going to Ela, and run the locomotive round and do the Ela drops and then bring the heating oil back after that. So I'm never doing a facing drop, I'm always doing a trailing drop. You're done. That's the last thing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, we've done 102, 103, so let's get paid. Okay, we're not done 103. Why haven't we done 103? Delivery. Take the bales to the bales market. Oh, 103 has to go up to the top. Wow. Missed that. So we've done 102. We'll get paid for that. 92 and 89 are complete. Unfortunately, we're not done clearing those fields. And let's go back down here. So that's a tedder. That's a tedder. That's a tedder. That's silage. 88. Accept the contract. Accept the contract. I'll skip that one for now. It's still only 11 o'clock, so this is all well and fine and wonderful and marvellous. Super awesome. Right, 103 still open. We just did 109, 89. We've got 88 and 58 are nearby. 88 and 58, was that all I added? 88 and 58, yes it is. Okay. So I have to do those two. I'll shuttle over to 88, but I'm not going to start that contract until the baler's finished, because we're going to need to copy missions. And I don't want to do that while we're before I can copy the course over. So you can just park it there. You're still filling your... Well, I guess you can come. I still haven't got around to the sprayer yet. I can't remember how many fields I actually have to spray. I've got to do them all by the end of June. We did all of the weeding over the New Year's. Yeah, my thing at the moment is at Alarka there are 2 copper mines which you haul empties up, but you are going to be hauling full down, and you're going to need to be able to stage them and possibly haul them down to Alarka Junction. Use the same locomotive to do the Robinson coal as well. And I'm kind of thinking maybe the big Mike needs to do that, the Mikado, just because it's got the haulage capacity, it's a short wheelbase. Ordinarily, I'd probably think of using a switcher, 080 switcher, the big heavy switcher, or one of the other locomotives. You know, I'd consider using the big mogul. The problem with the big mogul is I'm not sure it has the grunt to move 20 cars of copper down the line. I'd have to do it in multiple trips with that one. So my Alarka location, I am kind of up in the air on what would be the best locomotive to put there. I could possibly even use the Mikado tank, although I don't think it's got the legs to go anywhere. That doesn't matter, Alarka does have a full service depot. So it's kind of like the Great Western Railway in England during, well, most of its tenure in South Wales. The big cargo was coal, and they would haul empty coal cars up the hill, up the mountains, through winding valleys. So not particularly easy to get around. why does it look to me like the Renault's not doing anything? Oh, it is doing something. Okay. Going crazy. So what they used to use was tank engines, because it's only like 20 miles down the hill or up the hill from the mine to the main exchange, and so they ended up with 8-wheeled tank locomotives just hauling the empties up and providing braking for the trains coming down. And you're talking 1,000 tons of coal cars behind the thing, but it didn't need tons of water and tons of coal, because it went up, it came down, it was done. And it just did that every day, and every time it came back down again, you can water and coal at the bottom. So maybe the Mikado tank is the vehicle I want for that. And I think it's cheaper than the Mikado itself. But I'll have to wait for that. I've got 2 Atlantas now that are running passengers, so that's all good fun too. I could take this up to the place at the top. Not going to. We'll keep selling this at our local, because, well, no, actually I'm going to complete the contract in 103 with this supply. But I've just started, and both of my Atlantics are running 3 cars which are at the start of their run full. So I'm just at the point where I'm upgrading the passenger trains to probably end up as 4 80 passenger cars. I don't know if the Atlantics will be able to cope, and I might have to swap them out for Pacifics. Now, you do know that they have freestanding water towers at Bryson, on the west end, just before the hill. One on the passenger loop and one on the freight loop. And strongly suggest you make heavy use of those. I mean, even Kerbo. I was watching his videos this week, and I think he was doing his first run out of Alaka, and he